Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane, and before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who's taken the time to watch, comment, and like the videos, and a special thank you to those who subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. For those of you who may be stopping by for the first time on this channel, we cover dividend growth investing. I do portfolio updates like this every Sunday. This will be the last one for 2023. I also do stock pick of the day videos Monday through Thursday whenever the market is open, where we take a look at a stock that's pulled back on the day, or one that I've got on a watch list or has been recommended by subscribers or viewers, and we see if that particular stock is showing any value. I also do a monthly series where I'll look at the dividends paid out from the previous month, as well as any options plays that I've done for the previous month, and what stocks I'm watching or looking to buy for the upcoming month. So if you are a dividend growth investor, join us on this journey to financial freedom. Hit that subscribe button down below. Join the vested interest community, building a community of like-minded dividend growth investors so we can share our experiences, stocks we may be watching, just share the whole journey to financial freedom together here. We did add $1,436 to the portfolio this week. Let's jump in and see what we did with those funds, see if we had any options plays, what dividends we were paid out. So we will start with the first activity. We did have some options this week. December 26th, we did a cash secured put, 5 contracts of ticker SBSW. That's Sibanye-Stillwater. That's a mining company. We're running the wheel on this one, right? We had 500 shares that we were doing a covered call on previously. Those were called away. Now we're doing the other part of the wheel, the cash secured put with those funds that we received. And we received $47.38 in options premium. And anytime I get any options premium, it goes right back into that weekly purchases. So this will be part of that $1,400 that we invested this week. Now, on to the dividends. We had one company pay out, Union Pacific, ticker UMP. This is a railroad company out of the industrial sector. Paid us $50.31. And I do have the drip set. So anytime a position in the company with Union Pacific or any other pays out dividends, it goes right back in and buys more shares of the same company. So the $50.31 went right back in and picked up 0.20412 more shares on December 28th. So that was on Thursday. And those 0.20412 additional shares added $1.06 over the next year in additional passive income. So this is that dividend snowball in effect right here, right? We already have purchased shares of Union Pacific. Those shares of Union Pacific pay out dividends. Those dividends go back in and buy more shares of Union Pacific. Those new shares add additional income over time, and that snowball keeps on growing and will continue to grow over time, whether I add new capital to this position or not. If I add new capital to Union Pacific and buy more shares, then it will only make this snowball grow faster. And here we are finally to the first new invested capital of the week. We added $266.76 on December 26th, and we added 7 shares of Pfizer, ticker PFE. This is out of the healthcare sector. We picked up those shares at $28.29. I've been adding to this one. This one has really pulled back, so I'm continuing to add, bring down my cost basis, increase my dividend yield, increase my potential future returns. We added 14 more shares to Medical Properties Trust, ticker MPW. This is a REIT out of the real estate sector. And these new shares added $20.16 in additional capital over the next year. And we weren't done. We did the rest of our buying on December 28th. We added $1,169.88. With those funds, we picked up 2 more shares of Realty Income, ticker O. This is the monthly paying REIT out of the real estate sector. We picked up those shares at $58.32. 4 more shares of Nutrien, ticker NTR. This is out of the materials sector. This is also a Canadian company, so there are some tax implications whenever they pay out dividends. So make sure you understand that. Make sure you talk to your tax advisor if you are buying any shares of companies outside the United States, or their tax implications. You want to understand those. 4 more shares, picked up $56.50 per share on that one. 4 more shares we added to Enterprise Product Partners, ticker EPD. This is out of the energy sector. Picked up those 4 shares at $26.25. And this one, Kroger, we're trying to build this one out to at least 100 shares. So we've been adding to this one the entire month, as well as Nutrien and Realty Income as well. Kroger, 16 more shares there. Ticker KR. This is out of the consumer staple sector. And we added those shares at $45.14. I'd love this one to drop back into the 44, 43 range, but it looks like it's going to run up on me. I'm pretty close. I've got about I think it's 70 shares now. We'll see that here in a minute. So I'm really trying to get this one to 100, and then I'll back off unless it pulls back down, like I said, the 43, 44 range, and then we'll continue to add to it. These new shares added an additional $41.19. So this $1,169.88 plus the funds we saw on the previous page, $266 and some change, I believe. All total $1,436.64 invested this week. That added an additional passive income amount of $62.14. This does include the dividends from the Union Pacific as well, so it's not just new capital, it's also those dividends. So we increased our annual income this week by $62.14, and that seems to be about our average, around $60. I mean, some weeks it's more, 70, 80 sometimes, and some weeks it's less, might be 40 or 50, but overall it looks like it's about average for right now. So $62.14, and I will love to add that every week, even more if we can. So now we'll jump and look at the sector weights, and communications makes up 18.86% of the portfolio. Consumer discretionary sitting at 2.02% of the pie. Consumer staples sitting at 10.98% of the portfolio. Energy makes up 6.44%. Financials at 8.36%. Healthcare is the largest piece of the pie, sitting at 17.33%. Industrials 8.02%. Technology sitting at 7.78%. Materials makes up 12.93%, sitting in second place of the overall portfolio. Utilities makes up 4.97%, and REITs in real estate sitting in third at 12.31%. I do not have any ETFs. I'm not against ETFs. It actually is probably ETFs or index funds are the best way for investors who do not want to do the research on individual stocks. VOO, VOO, VTI, the total stock market, American stock market, or VOO, VOO, the S&P 500 would probably be the two best if you're just looking for something to set it and forget it and dump money into. DCA every week, dollar cost average every week. Now, this is what it's all about. I show this every Sunday, whether the market's up, whether the market's down, whether the market's floating sideways, whether I'm up or down. I want you to see a real portfolio built out so that you can see the ups and downs of the market. Don't let it get shaken out. Let's talk about this for just 1 second here. We'll run through the whole thing here in a minute, but I'm up 3.31%, and if you have been watching the channel over the last several months, you saw this down as low as 9%. So that's what I'm saying. The ups and downs of the market's going to go up, the market's going to go down. This is what I'm focused on, the passive income, the estimated annual income paid out by the dividends in the position, right? That's what, or in the portfolio. That's what I'm focused on. So here you can see the ticker. Here's all the positions in the portfolio, how many shares I own of each. The current price as of the close of business on Friday. Last update for the year. Can you believe that? 2023 is over. On to 2024 we go. Happy New Year to you all out there. Really, really excited to be turning the page of another year. I can't believe how fast this year seems to have flown by. They really are flying by, in my opinion. Drop a comment down below. Does it feel like time is like speeding up, that the days are going faster, the years are going faster? The market value as of the close of business on Friday, average share, my average cost per share here. The purchase price, how much I have into each position. Total returns, you're going to see it here. If I'm up, if I'm down, I'm going to show you that every week. Percent return here. Obviously, the ones in the red are down. The ones in green, the darker the green, right, the more I am up. So you see some of these positions now, we're up 66% on Williams and Sonoma. Wish I'd have bought more than just 2 shares. Owens Corning, same thing. Wish I'd have bought more than just 44 shares, but we're up significantly on those. 24% HVT, that was one that we added here in the last quarter or so. Already up 24% there. Ally Bank, 36.96%. So I was buying a lot of the banks whenever people were running for the hills, whatever, people were saying the banks were going to collapse earlier this year. So that is what I mean by don't be afraid of short-term volatility creates opportunities. Whenever I see red in positions, it's whenever I like to add, so long as the fundamentals of the company haven't changed. All right, what sector they fall in? Quarterly, monthly, semi-annual payer right here and how much they pay. Current dividend yield as of the close of business on Friday. My yield on cost. Portfolio weighting. So what we saw on the previous page was the sector weightings. This is each position. Estimated annual income here. Payout months here. Dividend growth year over year here. And where it sits at 15% of its 52-week low. So currently we have 5,778.29 shares. Market value sitting at $201,642.67. I have $195,185.15 into the portfolio of my money, currently up $6,457.52 or 3.31%. Current dividend yield sitting at 4.546%. My yield on cost 4.697%. And like I said, this is what it's all about. The passive income paid out in the form of dividends from all the positions over the next calendar year, sitting at $9,167.13. And that's going to continue to grow whether the market is going up, whether the market is going down, or whether the market is floating sideways. It's going to grow month over month, week over week, year over year, quarter over quarter, as I add more capital, as the positions that I already own pay out more dividends, and as the companies in the portfolio increase their dividends over time. Well, let me know what you were paid out for the year. I will have a yearly update here in the next update video showing you all the options and dividends paid out for the month of December. So you'll see that. We'll also wrap up the rest of the year. So again, if you are interested in this type of content, if you are a dividend growth investor, really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, share with anyone you think that might find value, and drop me a comment. Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2024? What are you investing in? Are there certain positions you're looking to build out? Are you an ETF investor, or are you a individual stock dividend growth investor like myself? Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. And as always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. Join the vested interest community, building a community of like-minded dividend growth investors so we can share our experiences on our journey to financial freedom. I do personally read and respond to the comments, and I'm always interested to read your questions, opinions, or suggestions for future topics. So if you have a company you'd like me to cover in the Stock Pick of the Day series, drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll work it into the rotation. And this is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. And this is the last one for 2024. Happy New Year to you all. I will be releasing a couple other videos, like I said, looking at what I'm looking to buy in January 2024, as well as covering the last stamp on 2023, where we look at the dividends that we were paid and options that we ran in the month of December. So tune in for those. Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year. We'll see you in the next one. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I'm only sharing my opinion and investing for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risky gaining money. You should never invest any amount. When it comes to losing, always do your own research. Invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice and counsel of a certified financial advisor.